Here's a song I need my glasses for because it's a lot of words and I don't have them all memorized. I wrote this song a couple weeks ago, right after I got back from driving from Colorado to upstate New York for the Gray Fox Bluegrass Festival, and then back to Colorado again. And it was really cool being in the car all that time. I know some people might think that sounds like it'd be torture, but it was really actually awesome, you know, because you got just good uninterrupted time in your mind, knowing you can't possibly reach your destination before bedtime and all that, you know. So anyways, I guess I was thinking about Lewis and Clark when I got home, because that's when I wrote this one. It's called Legends of the Corps of Discovery. Meriwether Lewis and Lieutenant William Clark, with 43 hardy men, would long ago embark on 4,000 miles of river to the Pacific Sea, and 4,000 miles of river to return to St. Louis. Lewis braved rough waters and thick mosquito swarms, and hordes of starving natives and icy winter storms. He'd made himself a legend, but he couldn't beat despair. He shot himself in Tennessee, and now he's buried there. Young Sacagawea had been kidnapped as a child and was a teenaged mother when she joined them in the wild. As the expedition's expert on languages and land, she became a quiet leader within the roving band. For 16 months she traveled as a guide to the West Sea, reuniting on the way with her lost family. She died at 25 and with her children left alone. William Clark adopted both and raised them as his own. Lieutenant William Clark wrote in journals and drew maps in a time when U.S. knowledge was filled with massive gaps. He discovered unknown species of animals and plants and gave this information for the money raised in grants. He'd fought natives as a soldier before the expedition, brought a slave named York along as a trip provision, and then upon returning would not set his slave free. William Clark was later governor of Missouri. York was never freer than those years he did explore through populated unknown lands like a conquistador. The trek made him an equal in what must be overcome, and despite treacherous obstacles, he did not succumb. Burdened by his sadness for a young wife left behind. York felt kinship with the natives who'd never seen his kind. What made this man a slave, the natives saw as medicine. They viewed with great amazement the color of his skin. The U.S. had until that time hugged the Atlantic coast. Then afterward, new settlers made endless claims on most of the lands that once belonged to those children of the earth, whose lives, homes, and religions were stripped of all their worth. Thomas Jefferson had dreamed he could get his country growing, and fought to raise the finances without truly knowing what his country could accomplish so far from the sea. He named this expedition the Corps of Discovery. And that's some history, that's some U.S. history. He named this expedition the Corps of Discovery. Whew. Legends of the Corps of Discovery.